Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your in-depth November horoscope video for the Sun or the Ascendant. Before I begin, I'd like to briefly tell you about my year 2021 personal horoscope special package. This gives you a forecast and a character analysis. But also, if you order now in 2020, I'll give you the rest of this year free. Get 30% off this package based on your time, date and place of birth. It's totally individual to you and will give you searing insights into what you can expect in the months ahead. Please see beneath this video to click on the link to order. Hello Sagittarius and welcome to your monthly horoscope for November for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. This month begins with the Sun in a rather sheltered part of your situation. This gives you an opportunity in the first 3 weeks of this month to think about things you want from your life in a bit of a deeper way. That's not to say you don't have that capacity at the best of times, but generally you're a very progressive zodiac sign, and the Sun in the sign of Scorpio is your time of the year just to take a little bit of stock. But you are going to have some other opportunities for sure, not least that Mercury and Venus start this month in actually, ironically, the most sociable part of your situation. Now, both are going to be compromised by that posse of energy in the sign of Capricorn, which is, let's be honest, been pulverized in your sense of self-worth and also your income over the last couple of years, potentially. There's certainly been a big test. But let's go right back to the beginning. The Sun in Scorpio is in opposition with Uranus as this new month begins. And if you're in a job or a role which is not really feeding you, it's not really giving you a sense of satisfaction in the way you would like, I think this can make you very restless. It's also possible that it could prime up some politics that may be doing the rounds, particularly around your work. But the combination of Mercury and Venus in the friendly sign of Libra for you is certainly encouraging at first sight. It's just that Mercury, of course, has been retrograde. Initially, it was retrograde from the 14th of October in that more disguised, sheltered 12th house, the sign of Scorpio. Then on the 27th of October, came together with Venus, and that gave you some food for thought, I feel, around your connections with others. Perhaps there has been someone who's been showing an interest in you, but for now you've wanted to keep that discreet or just keep it to yourselves. Or is it someone from your past who's been evocatively calling out to your memory? However, because Mercury is retrograde on the 2nd as it goes forwards, I do feel that that's going to be positive. So if there has been a bit of a drift or a doubt around one relationship in your circle, it can start to be removed to a degree. But I don't think that the first 10 days of this month is a great time to be going into business with a friend. I think that old maxim of keeping business and pleasure separate is one that you should respect in this first third of the month. Also, if you're thinking about planning your long-term financial situation, it's not quite the time to be getting too enthusiastic about the prospects. Keep putting in the background research, take soundings, ask people who are experienced, get a feel for what's going on. You are going to come out of this and come into a bright, new, positive dawn on the 21st of this month when the Sun arrives in your sign, but you're still going to have some 12th house energy going on, and that is quite muted, just being really honest. Now also, we're going to have from the 9th through to the 19th a glorious link between your ruling planet, Jupiter, and also the Sun. And this is what I mean about the way the stars work. We can get a stack up of different influences, and the skill of astrology is called weighting. It's to understand which is the strongest, the most dominant influence. And I certainly feel that the sun's wonderful sextile to your ruler Jupiter can be very good for you. So something you've been working on behind the scenes or patiently over a long period of time, and it seemed that the results and the rewards and the recognition will never come, things are beginning to speed up for you. It's just that from the 9th through to the 19th, Venus in that sector of idealism, long-term future and friendships is being challenged by that posse of influences in Capricorn. So I don't feel that you can be, you can't get ahead of yourself. You need to stay a little bit guarded in your approach, because a lot of lessons have been learnt for you over the last couple of years, particularly about being more frivolous with resources, or about how income streams can dry up. I mean, obviously COVID has been a tremendous challenge for many of us, but it may go beyond that. It's more about your sense of worth has been challenged quite strongly by Saturn and Pluto in particular over this last couple of years. You are going to emerge from that this month partially, but more fully in December, but I'll move to that shortly. Now, on the 11th, Mercury does move back into Scorpio. So it's moved from your perspective from the 11th house of friendship and fraternity into the 12th house of reflection. But that just points towards the need to keep clearing the ground, keep preparing the way for your prospects ahead. You're going to reach the golden prize, but I don't think it's quite going to be this month. Now, the 14th sees Mars end its retrograde, which began on the 9th of September. This, of course, has been quite testing for all of us, because for you, it's been in a glorious location, your 5th house, in your sister fire sign, but it's been in retrograde and it's been challenged, guess what, by that posse of influences in Capricorn. But I think Mars starting to go forwards is something that you can really feel a lot more optimistic about. And also on the 15th, we have a glorious new moon in Scorpio. 12th house new moons are probably the most challenging new moon of the whole year. I can only be truthful about it, because Sagittarius people generally are much more interested in the next exciting new opportunity, the future. And when you have setbacks, your tendency is to dust yourself down, feel a bit miserable perhaps for a few days, and then you go again. And that redoubtableness is what makes you very special. But I think what can happen is that a lot of partially unresolved issues can stack up within you, because sometimes you can find it challenging to look at your vulnerabilities. So I think the movement of Mercury, and initially this month the Sun, and then the new moon in this more vulnerable area, if you can embrace it, you're going to grow hugely, because it can help you to let go of the things that no longer serve your greater good. But if you kind of like just keep gravitating towards, I've got to be optimistic, but you don't really embrace the whole of your being, the wounds as well, I think in a less obvious way, they are still going to weigh you down. Now, as the sun comes into your sign on the 21st, it can be a time when your vitality, your enthusiasm and your drive all improve. But on the same day, Venus moves into your 12th house. If there has been somebody that's captured your imagination by that point of the month, I think you just may need a period of transition to really weigh up whether this is for you. And the annular lunar eclipse, which occurs on the 30th, is a great opportunity to do that, because it's in your opposite sign of Gemini. You also still have the North Node in Gemini, your sector of relating. So relationships are going to be incredibly important to you right through to the early part of 2022, when the North Node ingresses, moves backwards into the sign of Taurus. So as we come into this end of the month and the eclipse throws up a shadow potentially around your desire to be an individual with what other people expect from you, or perhaps you are going to be thinking about the quality of your relationships, then you can see why Venus in the 12th house is going to inform some of your decisions. Neptune also ends a retrograde on the 29th, which began on the 23rd of June. And if you have been feeling a bit confused around emotional situations, your family, or where to live, clarity will start to dawn. So this is a month of progressions and changes in a way which is moving towards an exciting new dawn, which is triggered by the sun moving into your sign on the 21st. But next month, Sagittarius, you have the most glorious solar eclipse in your sign. It's going to be trining up the sun. You're also going to have Venus coming through for you into your sign mid-December. And you also have both Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius, your third house of your thoughts, your expression, and that all that energy is so exciting for you to look forward to. So see this month as a time to really come to terms with all the challenges of the last couple of years. Be philosophical. You have a gift for that. Even if at times it's difficult to look at the more sensitive emotional issues. But if you can bring those in, you're going to look at them, get a clearer relationship of what they're about, let them go, release them, and that's going to free your energy up magnificently for the opportunities that lie ahead. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Sagittarius. Please stay safe, take care, good luck, and goodbye.